welcome back to Lying Plays. This time we are playing Starcraft. First things first, you may notice that my volume is quite significant this time compared to previous videos. Well, as it turns out, one of the benefits of having a pair of parents who are both DJs and have their own DJ business is we have all sorts of musical equipment just happening to lie about in the house. And one of the things I've managed to appropriate is a microphone boom stand, which means that I can have my microphone positioned as it currently is, about an inch or two away from my face, and actually still be able to get to the keyboard and the mouse and everything. So I'm feeling quite professional at the moment, because this somehow reminds me of the guys at the Shaft, and also Generic B. I guess my my workspace is becoming more and more like Generic B's. One moment while I just quickly unplug the cooler that I have over here, because that is rather unreasonably loud. And good lord, I need to tidy up around here. But yes, we have improved sound quality now, so you should actually be able to hear me over just about anything that's happening in game. I just tried this out on TF2 and everyone ignored me as usual, so let's see how this goes. This is Starcraft, released in 1998. That's 2 years after our previous game. Next game might be Supreme Commander 2, might be some Team Fortress 2, depending on what I can actually manage to record for it. But we're playing Protoss here in a one-on-one of the map Volcanis. So, first things first, get all of our probes mining very quickly. Because as per usual for RTS games, the first thing you do is you maximize your economy for massive damage. And I've done a couple of games on this map already, just to refresh my memory of how the hell to play this game. Mixed results, I guess. I got overrun a few times, was a bit slow, and a few other times they never even left their base. But we'll see how things go this time. Okay, we want to be always doing something here, making probes is our next thing. We're gonna make it up to, I think, 9 probes, more or less, and then we're just gonna get, a construct additional pylon up, and that'll be our start into a gateway, so that we can then get our zealots running out. And I don't have Starcraft 2. I probably should get Starcraft 2 at some point. It's an awesome game. I like it a lot. It shakes up a lot of the pre-existing notions of how to play Starcraft. I'm not sure I haven't been following how Korea likes it, but yeah, I know they adored the original. And that'll be our 9th probe. We'll just have another one building up in there. And we have this Vespene guys over here. We're not going to be touching that this entire game, because we need to be investing all of our probes into these minerals, which we have quite a lot. Okay, we have our full selection here, so let's get our pylon. We can actually tell him to go straight to the mining of minerals immediately afterward, which is fantastic compared to Warcraft 2. And yes, I played a bit of this while I was still trying to record Warcraft 2 again, but yeah, my bias quickly went for this. It's actually very interesting. If there is any character in any series that is declared to be a robot, even if it's like not even in the slightest bit obvious, like if you have, let me just think, Melfina, I believe, from Outlaw Star, one of the first series I ever watched, actually. She looks absolutely in no manner whatsoever robotic, and indeed there's not a single part of the entire series that displays her as being robotic, and yet she is my favourite character. The robot is always my favourite character. I don't know why this is. It just always seems to end up that way. It's like, even if they're not even their most remote parts actually robotic, just if they're declared to be the robot, somehow they always end up being my favourite character that way. Very strange, that. But in this case we have the Protoss, who are the noble aliens who can transform into beings of pure energy known as Archons, but we won't be touching them because they're a much later game kind of thing here. I believe the Archon doesn't exist in Starcraft 2. I'll have to look into that. And we're doing quite well here, so let's get our second pylon up. Back down here. Start getting some zealots in.
You have not enough minerals.
Oh boy, some nostalgia from those. Now you should be able to hear me quite clearly over the sounds. I may have to play with things a little bit. I tried actually just using a sound recorder and recording the audio separately, but then the easiest way for me to match the audio from sound recorder up with the audio from Fraps was to just have the audio still inside of the video from Fraps, and then it creates some weird issues when I try to line it up. Ragnosaur. Evidently... hey! Let's get you moving up here, shall we? Rally point. I'm going to try and not spend this whole thing bashing Warcraft 2, but this is so much better! We've got our full line here now. What do we have? Oh, that's quite a few. 6, 8, 9 of them. Just running on that, that's good. Okay, so we're just going to build up a reasonable number of zealots, and we're going to send them all the way over to this top corner, where the enemy presumably is. This is a one-on-one map, so there should only be 2 positions where they should be, and that should be over there. But we shall see soon. Right, how many do I have here? 3, 6, 9 of them. I may have to build another pylon, but we'll see. Let's see, how much does a pylon cost? 100? 100. Okay, that's good. Let's get that over there. And then back here for you. I'm terrified at the moment that they've got, like, I think it's Terran that I'm facing here, but because I set it to random. But, I'm terrified that they've got, like, 5 different barracks up, and, 200 Marines are just starting to storm their way over here. So I can almost bet that's happening, but we'll have to see, I suppose. Yeah, there's a pylon yourself. Brand new pylon right there. Show it up your... whatever waste exhaust port you guys have. That insult probably works quite a lot better if you have a passing knowledge of alien physiology. I suppose they probably have an anus, although I don't actually know if they eat anything. Oh well. How many are we packing? 8. Right. 11, 13. Yeah, that should be more than enough, I think. But just in case, we'll keep packing on the numbers. Okay, next lot of 100, we're going to build another pylon. Should be in the next few seconds. Over here. And back to mining. Okay, that should be enough to go at least cause some harm. So let's go deal some harm, and that's some interesting pathing they're taking. Let's go. Yeah. You require more minerals. That's interesting, they're taking 2 distinct paths. Majority going this way? That must be just how the Pathfinder worked out. I presume they'll meet up at the same point, but we shall see. We shall see. Oh, yep, they're coming together again. Just group up here, guys. Don't want to send them in alone. Okay, go, go, go. Now, Zealots will deal a lot more damage out than Marines. So we're just going to be slaughtering the units they have out now. And then we're going to be targeting what they have to actually be generating those units.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Well, the handy thing, this is sort of a similar thing to attacking the Protoss pylons is attacking their supply depots, because they already have a fairly saturated supply line, so what we're doing here basically is taking out the things they need to support that supply line, so they can't make any more units until they make more of these depots.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
We only have 2 of them still. Whoop, he's going down. But we'd have some replacements. Another advantage of killing their units as they come out like this is that they're going to be spending a lot of resources in getting them out. But we are spending basically none to kill them. Okay, next one. They're spending all of their resources trying to take me down, but it's not going to help them much. And we do a bit of harm to their production lines. What's he building there? Ah, bunker. And another supply depot, which means we are probably getting pretty close to their limits here. This has been a fairly short game, it seems. Okay, take down that one as well.
Your warriors have engaged the enemy.
Now we'll just start taking down their bunkers, their barracks. Oops, more guys coming out. Then we want to be keeping an eye on these guys. Because they're going to try and start building more supply depots and whatnot to actually get some more guys out. The more of their numbers that we thin out, the more of them actually turn up. So that bunker's got some people in. This is a big zealot party, it would seem. Let's take that down, shall we? Oh, they were building a factory, probably to build tanks. Okay, let's get you guys taking these out. If we start seeing desperation here, they're going to be using their SCVs to actually just try and attack us, but the Zealots are way too strong by that point. These are completely unupgraded Zealots. You can get them to have better shields, more armor, and more damage, and we haven't even touched that because that all requires gas. But we have just made a medium kind of force for assaulting, and we've just ruined them with it. Oh, and it looks like their command center trying to make some more SCVs. Let's bring that down, shall we? Right, that should be the quick and clear end of them, I think. Doesn't seem to be anything else left around. And down she goes. But she had a little kid right before she went, so let's try and greet him, shall we? Okay, now there shouldn't be anything supplying that, but there was a supply depot over here. If there was something supplying that particular bunker, we'd have seen them coming out to shoot at us by now. Now the side that you really want to be using for a rush like this is the Zerg, is this kind of well-known, the Zerg rush. But the Protoss are slower, but you can do a lot more damage with the zealots and such. So you can do a rush with a rush with Protoss, and I really like Protoss, so but this is perhaps an instance where the particular race that the computer was playing was not perhaps best eager to try and assault me at that point in time. So I kind of just won them out here. We've got over 2,000 minerals left over, and 12 more spaces that we can fit zealots into. About 6 more zealots, I think that is. But we don't have to use it. We just take that sword last minute. Just the refinery. There we go. The end of player 1. This is another game we had to destroy basically every building that the opponent owns. But that's fine, because once you take down the important buildings, the rest are kind of easy. It's just a bit more time consuming. So let's see how we did. Well, Alpha Squadron apparently did not do well there. Whoop, that's an interesting thing to see popping up. Let's get rid of that, shall we? Okay. Let's see, units, we had about 3,000 more. Structures, another 3,000. And resources, they actually had us out on, because they had they had over 1,000 more resources than we did. Hello, Steam. I really need to remember to shut that off every time. Oh well. Score-wise, we exceed them by only 5,000, which is an interesting one. But, yeah, well, let's take a look at structures specifically. We made 7 structures, they made 14, we destroyed all 14, and they lost 14, so clear and cut there, which gives us another 3,000 points over them. Units, they produced 56, which is almost double what we managed. But we only lost 14 in the course of all that, although they apparently killed 15. I presume that the 15th that they killed there was a creep of some kind. Gotta hate those creeps, stealing our jobs, wandering around in our background. Okay, minerals, about the same. Total spent, we actually spent a lot less because they were spending quite a bit into the factory and whatnot. Gas mined, we didn't touch gas at all, so they have us over that. So that's where they get their score over. Okay, so that was Starcraft. I shall catch you next time. There will be another Never exhibition, of course, this coming Saturday. I haven't added the annotations to the one, to number 10 at this particular moment in time, because I'm filming this the same Saturday it's supposed to come out. Reason being, I installed the recent Flash Player update, and now I can't actually use Flash. Yeah, so only one of my computers can actually run the YouTube video, so I can put things on them. Unfortunately, it's the one that actually can't run anything in full screen, but oh well. We shall persevere, as the Vortigons once said. Okay, so that's all for today. I shall see you next time.